I'm Bazza West. I'll just tell you a little bit about... Oh yeah, can you all hear me at the back?
Yeah.
Is that alright, yeah? Christine, you hear over there, alright? Yeah, cool. Right, yeah. When I was growing up, I had many ideas of wanting to do many things, as many of you do, you know. From watching Dirty Dancing and wanting to dance like Patrick Swayze, I'd done ballet for a year. Well, I know it's not the most manliest of things, but he was a good dancer, wasn't he? But yeah, I wanted to do ballet, so I'd done that for, like I just said, a year. But on other nights I had boxing training and rugby training on other nights. And as you can imagine, my mates used to rip me all the time. Used to rip it out of me, so I had to give up wearing the ballet shoes and the black stockings. But then as time went on, just when I left school, I went to work for an engineering company like in Uckfield. I was there for a couple of years, then I left there and I started my own business, landscape gardening. And I'd done that for a few years, and then just one day going from one job to another. I remember the day it was really raining hard, and just driving around a corner and a bloody badger ran out in front of me. Swerved to miss the badger, hit a tree, and I broke my neck in 2 places. So as you saw from the video, I've only got used to my head and shoulders now. I damaged my spine so bad that I can't use my arms and legs. I can only feel from my chest up. But as you can imagine, from like waking up one morning and all of a sudden your arms and legs don't work, and you think, bugger me, how am I going to crack on now? But as time went on, they kept me sedated for a long time because I had really bad head injuries as well. And I was on a life support machine for 4.5 months, and I was also something called skull traction, where they drilled both sides of my skull and attached weights to it because my neck was broken so bad I had to try and fuse the bones back together. They couldn't operate on it. But as time went on, a few months later, I got off of the life support machine, which the doctors didn't think I'd be able to do. I remember when we was trying to come off it, I was getting to about 13 seconds every day where they try and take you off and block up the hole where it gives me air. And they said that you're never going to be able to get off it, but I wanted to prove the buggers wrong. But realistically, as a few weeks went on, I didn't think I was going to get off it. It went weeks where I was 13 seconds and not being able to get off it. But as time went on, I got a little bit stronger and I was able to breathe on my own again after 4.5 months. A few weeks after that, skull traction come off, so they were really big milestones for me even then, and I didn't really know what life was going to be like for me, to be honest. We get dealt them cards, but I had no option to pull out and choose a different direction. So I just had to crack on. I was in hospital a year, just over 11 months, up in Stoke Mandeville. I was very ill when I was in there, having infection after infection. But when I actually left hospital, I was excited but a little bit scared as well, because in my town I'm the only person in a wheelchair, and to be honest, before my injury I thought people were either born with injuries. I don't mean like in the chair they was born, but mum's eyes would have popped out, wouldn't they? But to be honest, I thought the injuries were like you were born with it. I didn't think you could have an accident and break your neck, do you know what I mean? But as time went on, a few months down the line, I started doing talks up in a spinal unit up in Buckinghamshire to help people with injuries similar to myself, to show people that life still goes on, you know. And I didn't really know what life was dealing for me at that time, so it was quite raw for me as well. But as time went on, a few months later, I met someone called Stuart from a charity called the Backup Trust, which is dedicated to helping people with spinal cord injury get back into the outdoors and exchange wheelchairs and hospital beds for kayaking, canoeing, mountain challenges, skydiving. As you saw from some of that, I've got the bug for it now, and I just want to keep doing more and more, you know. It started off from, I went on a weekend taster course doing sailing, kayaking, and I remember it's the first time I'd ever been on a boat, and there was a volunteer in with me. He'd never been in a boat before either, so it's like the bloody blind leading the blind. And he's got this gearing thing that whacks the old rudder left and right and that. And we're going off, the wind's got hold of us. Ain't doing it again, is it? And as we're just going off, the wind's got hold of the sail. All of a sudden, he's pulled the bloody rudder handle off in his hand. So we're going along full whack, like with the sail right over. I'm bent right over in the boat like this, and as I said, I ain't got no arms and legs, the use of them, so I swim like a brick. But, so I'm thinking, what is going to go on here? And so the safety boat come over and said, all you've got to do is whack that gearing back in the hole and turn the rudder the other way. So he just about done that before we hit the bank. But yeah, that was one of my first experiences with backup. So really they scared me right at the beginning, but I didn't tell them. But and then from then on, went kayaking, skiing. Also done a skydive as well. When I was talking with Stuart, he said that he'd done a skydive. And I'm thinking, how's he done a skydive in a wheelchair? Do you know what I mean? I can imagine him being chucked out the plane with a wheelchair. I just thought he better be good at landing, innit? But when he says he's done a skydive, it sort of, the seed was planted in my head thinking, yeah, I want to try that. Scared of heights, but I want to try it. And when I first went there, one of my mates was scared of heights and scared of planes. And he's able-bodied. I thought, yeah, I'll wind him up. I'll say, if he does it, I'll do it, because he was like proper, yeah, proper. But, and then we went booked to do this skydive, planned, done all the fundraising to go and do it. And a week before it, my doctor said, you can't do it, because I've got another condition called autonomic dysreflexia, where my body doesn't regulate its blood pressure, so it would either go too high or too low. And the skydiving doctor said that the blood pressure would rise so high with the adrenaline when I jumped out of the plane that I'll be brown bread before I hit the floor. But I said, no, I don't believe it, because I know what triggers it off. And but they disallowed me then. My mate went up proper. He was, yeah, I'll keep my language down, but he was proper scared, yeah. And it took me a year to get that no turned to a yes, because I so wanted to do this skydive. I so had it in my head thinking, if he can do it, I can do it. And so I got a different doctor to get the no turned to a yes. And I went and done a skydive, 30,000 foot skydive, a year later. And just in case the doctor was right, most of my family come up just to watch. and one of my mates done, you know, the song Land on the Runway Like a Blob of Strawberry Jam. One of my mates brought a jam jar up with a sticker on it, scooping Bazza up, and he brought a spatula up, and we got some photos. He said, just in case. Rotten bugger. But since then as well, backup made me realise that I have still got a good life. It doesn't mean you need the use of your arms and legs, or whatever situation you're going through in life. Don't think that it's over, or if things get really, really tough. You know, life still cracks on. I didn't think I'd be doing half of the things I was going to be doing with the use of my arms and legs, let alone without them. Last year I went out to Egypt. I've always wanted to swim like a fish and see what it's like, because I've kept fish for years. And to be honest, I didn't think it was doable, because like I said earlier, I swim like a brick and I'm a bit scared of water, or I was. But I met another charity called the Scuba Trust, which is another charity helping people with disabilities, and get back into the water and still see the underwater world. So I took about a year training to not make me so scared of being under the water, and for people doing things for me, doing me equalising. And then last year I passed, so I'm a qualified scuba diver now, and never did I think that was possible, you know. And it was proper scary. My biggest challenge as well, as you saw in the video there, and the wording that was up on there, 6-7 weeks ago, I was the first person with just the use of my head ever to conquer Ben Nevis, the tallest mountain in Scotland. Jack was one of the warriors on the team as well. Jack's also one of the youngest people of Westies Warriors, my team, that we go and do challenges ever to reach the top of a mountain, especially Ben Nevis being the tallest bugger as well in the UK. So in July we're doing Snowdon as well, which is the tallest mountain in Wales, and then later on in the year we're going to do the alternative 3 peaks, which is tallest mountain in England, tallest mountain in Wales, and then we're going to go and attempt the tallest mountain in Ireland. It's never ever been done by anyone in a wheelchair before, so hopefully I'm going to show them that it can be done. That's all training for next year. We want to conquer one of the tallest freestanding mountains in the world, Kilimanjaro, out in South Africa, because I just want to show people that life still goes on, you know, no matter what injury, no matter what your physical ability, no matter what you like, do you know what I mean? I was never no bloody good at school. All I wanted to do was leave, to be honest, you know. Like probably most of you. But do you know what I mean? I was no good at school, and just when I left school, and then my injury happened when I was 19. So I had to learn from that, really. And I just want to say thank you for everyone listening and staying so quiet. Surprised you're so quiet. Thought there'd be people texting and nattering in the background. And a special thank you to Jack as well for talking with Simon and I don't know your name. Good start, isn't it? Lucky that was the ending bit, isn't it? And then yeah, I just want to say, you know, believe in yourself. No matter what it is you've got in front of you, no matter whether you're able-bodied or not, you know, and that we've normally got something inside us that's far stronger than any obstacle that's put in front of us. No matter whether it's homework you don't like doing, you know what I mean, you can crack on with it, you can do it. And just want to say thanks again for everyone for listening. And if anyone's got any questions or anything, you know, I'd sooner rather you ask, you know, and widen your horizon to people with disabilities. I'm just a normal old fella and was just unlucky, you know, to bloody not hit the badger. You know, so oh, yeah, just want you to remember, you know, one life, live it. Thank you very much.